Bird gang. This your boy Hyphen Jersey. You're tuning to Hyphen Eagles. Yo, man, it's it's been a minute. It's been like that. It's been a little interesting. End of the month of November for me, and a lot of stuff going on dealing with the holidays and everything. So I didn't even get a chance to tell y'all how I feel on that Kansas City Chiefs game. Which it was a good game between both top tier teams. Kansas City being the Super Bowl defending champs, and the Eagles coming out with the NFC Championship title. So, like it was one of those type of games. Like, I'm not going to brief on it too much because that's in the past. But I would say this though, you know, in the beginning I was like, yo, from week one all the way into now, um, I was saying that a lot of other people, a lot of the fans were saying that they really wasn't, content and really didn't like how we was winning these games. We was winning these games ugly, back to back, after week after week, winning them ugly. And I would say that I felt the same way, dealing with how I wanted to see more us to play a whole complete game, a whole offense and defense, and just non mistakes, and everybody just coming in, and the defense is answering off of the offense, or offense is answering off of the defense. Like, I know, and I still want to see that. I still want to see, especially with this Bills game, I still want to see that. But what I can say, even though we haven't seen that fully yet, I'm still I'm still proud, and I'm still happy with what I'm seeing with them. Just the fact that the reason why we're not seeing that, but we are still winning games. And the reason why we're not really seeing that as much is because of the injuries and the health part of our defense. Everybody that's been out, all these rookies and everybody that's coming in and trying to get experience while playing uh uh playing professional tough games, like, and it's not that easy coming in playing teams like the Dolphins, Cowboys, and the Chiefs, and it's not really that easy. And coming in playing the Jets at the time with good defense. It's the Commanders. They play hard. Like, it's not easy. Like, for these rookies to come in and play these teams that's is elite and everything. But what I would say is I'm still am wanting to see that, because you know it might not it, it will make us a little bit, put us in our back against the ropes when we get into the playoffs. And that's what we don't want to be. But at the same time, it's like I'm up and down with it, because like we don't want to be that, but at the same time, I'm okay, because even though we don't want to be in our backs against the ropes all the time, but we seeing with the Eagles week after weeks after week, when our back is against the ropes, we still prevail. Like, we still find a way. And that's what I seen in the Chiefs games. Hats off to the side that, he dialed up with a good game plan. It was a little iffy in the beginning, but he adjusted after the half, and adjusted to Andy Reid the way he was doing. And Andy Reid, one of the things that Andy Reid have not been showing very well this season, and is knowing how to adjust with team that adjusts, like knowing how to readjust to a team that figures him out, like, and that's what we did. We adjust after the half, and we put pressure on Mahomes, and that's how we came out with the win. The defense was the really part of the win. The offense did enough to seal the deal, but the defense definitely surprised me of what they did to Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. But I'm not gonna brief on that too much. I just want to get you a little bit of how I felt. I liked it the game. It was a lot of stuff cleaned up, but that's just been us this whole week of cleaning up some stuff. We got new offensive and defensive coordinator that's just trying to get the experience with the team and the connection with the team as they go. And then with the defense side with these new players that's coming in, and that's just been the thing of this week. So, but us being the thing is to end it off, and I'm gonna get into this Bill games. Us being able to win games despite all that. That's what I'm proud of. Like, because we could have easily been on. We could have been having a bad record. We could have been easily looking like Washington's in the Giants right now of how we've been playing. But it's the fact that we have so much good players, so many good players on this team that regardless of the inexperience and regardless of the non-connection and regardless of the new or head or offensive coordinator and the defensive coordinator, learning the experience with this team and the connection with these players, despite all that, um, we still have these players that know how to go out and play hard, like play a whole team game and win games, like pick up when you see another fall. That's what I've been mainly seeing. When the defense is not really doing nothing, the offense pick up. When the offense is not doing nothing, the defense pick up. And even though, and like I said, even though we want to see a rounded game with offense and defense, that still shows something that they could pick up off each other. Like, and that's what we need when though I'd rather take that than both sides is not doing nothing. So 1 minute the offense can win the game, 1 minute the defense can win the game. And I feel like sooner or later we'll get there where both of them is doing their thing on both sides of the field. I feel like it would get there. I'm not sure what game yet, but I feel like we'll get there because we finding these ways, and we getting better and better step by step. And that's what I like to see. So that's what I took from the Kansas City Chiefs game, of how resilient and how one side pick up from the other, and how we know how to adjust after the second half to these teams. Like, when we were struggling in the beginning, we found ways, and it's all about making that last play and stepping up towards the moment of the game. Like, and that's what we do. When that moment comes, we cash in. And a lot of teams, they struggle with cashing in on the moment. We saw what the Cowboys did. They had their moment with us, but they choked and they couldn't cash in. So that's just the story of us knowing how to cash in on those important moments. Like, but that's it, yo. That's how I feel. I'm proud against with the Chiefs game and everything. I don't want to brief onto that some more. I'm on too long. I want to get into this Eagles and the Bills game, how I feel, and then end it off with a score prediction, and you can tell me how you feel about it. But going into this game, I'm a little more confident after playing the Chiefs and winning, especially coming from the bye week. And, I kind of felt like that was a little trap game. Videos ago, I talked to my bro. We were talking about it. And I was telling him I feel like it was a trap game. Just the fact that, coming off that bye week and then playing the Super Bowl, the champs, defending champs, and then coming off of the bye week, I just felt like we were going to be a little bit rusty. It might be a game that we end up losing because of being rusty, but even with that, we still won. So that even off of that makes me more confident, because now we got the rust off, and now we going to another team that is another top tier team, but not as much of a top tier as the other team, just because of the quarterback, and because of a lot of turnovers with the interceptions and everything. So the Bills is kind of looking like us in this year, but I feel like we have a good enough edge over them just because of we finding ways how to win games. But when it comes to the turnovers and everything, we're kind of looking the same in that area a little bit. They got a little bit more than us, but when it comes to the interceptions and the turnovers, I believe. But I feel like we'll come off just because of how resilient and how the how much good plays on our offense we got, and so much the defense do a good enough job to give our offense a chance. Our O line is still blocking good. They last couple of games they've been a little iffy, but they still top tier blocking. So I feel like that's going to play a part of this game. The Bills still have a good defense, but not too much to really worry about it if they give Jalen Hurts a little bit more time. And not have him running and rolling out too many times. Even though he stands plays and his feet his knee looked like he's gotten way more better that he can move. So that's a good thing. So he could extend plays and make something out of nothing and get positive yardage. So I see a lot of that will go on in this game. Um, but at the same time, we gotta just protect the ball. Like we gotta make them turn it over, and we gotta protect the ball. Put that pressure on Josh Allen. Don't let him be comfortable. Uh, don't be scared to get physical with these players, with the receivers, with Stephon Diggs and Gabe. Like get physical with them. Do not be afraid. Control the line of scrimmage. Uh, uh, like we got to get the our pass rushers got to get up in there. We got to push their O line back. Put that pressure on them, make them feel like you have to move and roll out a lot. And when he have to move and roll out, it's taking up time to see what's down the field and to be able to give it to his playmakers of receivers and everything. So I feel like we have the players that do it. It just depends on the defensive side what type of game plan that Sean Desai was going to dial up for this Buffalo Bills offense. Um, I just feel like we got to get physical with the receivers. Don't let them get off quick. They're not so much quick receivers fast, but they're a little bit aggressive. They type aggressive. The receivers, especially Stephon did. So it's not so much about quickness of them getting open. It's about them being physical back with these receivers and playing up on them. Like let yeah, that's just what it is. Don't let these receivers manhandle it and making these tough catches and because these team receivers could catch the ball even with defenses on them. Like so we need them to be a little bit be very physical in this game. Don't cause penalties. Those play a clean game. Don't shoot ourselves in the foot and make things more harder than what need to be. Even though I said that we showed that we can adjust and we could come back and we could play from under the sticks and come back and win a game. But we don't want to be like that in every game. Like let's try to stay ahead or at least stay with them from the beginning and hopefully towards the fourth quarter we'll be pushing ahead of them so I feel like that could happen. The Bills only thing that I give, only thing that gives me hope with the Bills is that they could intentionally turn the ball over. They are a well-rounded team with the offense and the defense. Josh Allen is still a elite quarterback. Um, but that's that's why I give it. But we're gonna have to. Oh yeah. Lane is out. I saw that he was questionable, but I didn't see that. I didn't hear a final report that him being out. But if that's the final thing, if being out, if he's gonna be out in this game, that's gonna be another situation on us of dealing with the blocking. I feel like we still be able to block good enough. Especially give Jalen Hurts enough time, even if he do gotta roll out the pocket. Give him enough time to roll out the pocket, because sometimes defense will give enough of pressure that don't even give the quarterback enough time to move or roll out. But I feel like we might be good. We have the potential to hold and block enough to give Jalen Hurts that time. But laying been in on that blocking and been on that offense is a big thing of when it comes to the blocking and everything. But I feel like we still have the players and we still could be able to do it good enough in that aspect. But yeah, that is a huge loss in that area. You saw what was happening when we played the Jets, when him being out on there. Um and with the blocking, how the blocking was on that game. So nah, we'll see. Like, it's all about how they scheme and dial in a lot. We don't have Dallas Goddard to help out with the blocking, so that's make things also a little bit more struggle on that area. But I feel like we'll be able to we'll be good enough in that area, just because of Jalen Hurts' knee is looking better, so he'll be able to move and extend plays a little bit more better. So I feel that will happen. But yeah, man, it's just all about what they dial in on the offensive side and the defensive side. Like I said, it's two good teams that we ended up playing back to back. We in that type of schedule. We came out with the Chiefs, but the difference is with the Chiefs, was good. The difference between the Chiefs and the Bills, the Chiefs they receivers just let them down. Like, we was fortunate enough to play. It's all fair game, because you have a lot of people talking about oh, we gave y'all one with the players, but no, it's a team. That's what your receivers got to do, is catch the ball. If your receiver is not catching the ball, then that's just how good your team is. Your receivers are part of your team. If they're not catching it, then that just means the Eagles is better, because if that was Devontae Smith or AJ Brown, they would have caught those passes. 9 out of 10, they would caught those passes. They only saw one drop ball different with Devontae Smith dealing with the Jets game, and Dallas Goedert. But other than that, we've been catching those balls. Like, so, yeah, like, so it's a team game. So that's what make it a little bit more harder in this game, because I don't see that happening with these receivers on the Bills, them dropping passes. I see only thing that balanced it out. Patrick Mahomes don't turn it over as much as Josh Allen's turn it over, so that give us a little bit more confidence dealing with him being turning the ball over, and they been in that same aspect and us, and a little bit more worse than what we is, because I think they turn it over, like I said, a little bit more. But that's what give us an edge, till we could get in and put that pressure on Josh Allen to turn it over, and don't give his receivers a chance to be able to catch the ball. So it's about how aggressive, like I said, it's about how aggressive we play on this game. These receivers is also aggressive. So since they also aggressive, we gotta get aggressive back. We gotta play on the line of scrimmage, and push them back. Don't make them have third and long instead of third and short. Like, and on the flip side, we need to have third and short and not third and long. Like, how when we play in that type of game of continue to making third down easier for us, we always cash in. Like, so I'm confident, like I said, through the from week one until now, I saw that we can adjust to a lot of teams. We could play a team could have an edge on us in the beginning, just because we have to figure things out or seeing what we need to do. And that's what I can at least say when it comes to this team. We after the first half, we figured teams out. Like, we clean up our mistakes of what we was doing in the first half, and we figured them out. Like, and that's very important. That's a good thing, especially playing with good teams and elite teams that could come off on a quick start over you. You want to be able to slow them down and recognize what type of schemes and what type of plays that they are dialing in, and end up stopping it. And that's what we did on the defensive side, dealing with Sean Desai on the Chiefs game. Yeah, seeing some films on Buffalo, the turnovers are not as they seem. Have top play sound. Yeah, yeah, yeah. To play sound. Yeah, yeah. That's how I feel about it too. Like, dealing with the uh when it comes to the Buffalo Bills, the dealing with their turnovers is, like I said, it's kind of saying what, on us. A lot of turnovers with a little bit, ticky tack. Like, Buffalo Bills have a lot of turnovers that, like, well, it's still on them. Even if the receivers drop the passes, drop the balls, and then he still got to catch it. So a lot of the turnovers, it was the same thing, just came from just things just happen, like, they just but I will say that Josh Allen is, like, they always talk about him, known for throwing a lot of interceptions and leading it. And I understand a lot of Buffalo Bills fans feel like a lot of those interceptions is not on his fault, but it's still a part of the team. And I just feel like, their turnovers is a little bit more worse than dealing with ours, and that give us an edge of how we could play this game and how we could put that pressure to continue that. And that will be the reason why we win the game, just because of we come off better when it comes to the turnovers and everything. But yeah, like I said, it's all about what game plan we dial in from, showing the side with the defense. Don't be playing soft. We can't play soft with these receivers. Not because, like, they are quick, just because they're aggressive. Like, we can't play soft with them. We have to be up on them, like, and be a little play a little press, like, and yo, challenge them on that line of scrimmage. That's what I feel like needs to happen on the defense side. And these players that stepping in gonna have to step up and do they job, or will roll and everything. Their defense has a lot of takeaways. Hope they run the ball on these kids. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, they do. They do have a lot of take. That's why I say they defense, they be playing a team that's both sides of the field, could eat you up, like, so they defense does have a good enough amount of takeaways. And that's why I say it's about a clean. In the beginning of the video, I say it's about the clean. If you play a clean game as protecting the ball and not giving penalties that make us push or move back to force a lot of bad passes or whatever, then we should be able to be good. Like, but they are really good in that area. But you know they get turnovers, but they make turnovers. So it's kind of canceling it out. They could get turnovers, but also they making turnovers. It could also give us a chance, if that would be that type of game. But we don't we are not looking for turnovers, especially not with this team. And yeah, like, on the offensive side, I just, when it comes to Brian Johnson, like, he got to come off with a fast start. Like, I don't know if Nick gonna be taking over. I don't know if he's still gonna be calling these offensive plays. I wasn't impressed with what I was saying with that Chiefs game. Um, he gotta chill out with these wide receiver screens on, like, he gotta chill out with these wide receiver screens. Like, I can understand you use those, you could use it. And you not saying go fully away from it, because sometimes it help us get a first down, especially when he be giving it, dumping it off to Devontae Smith, and he get the first down and everything. The with Swift, I saw a lot of running backs on screens with Swift towards the side, all the two sides, to left and right. But he got to chill out with these wide receiver screens. You gotta full play the defense in that. You can't just automatically just start out with that. Especially what I ain't like about those two plays is you see that we are struggling with our blocking. They getting up pressure, and the defense is stopping. They putting pressure when it comes to our O line blocking, and they you doing wide receiver screens. Like, that wasn't, I didn't like that game plan. Like, if you see the defense is stopping those type of plays on the line of scrimmage. Like, we was a little bit struggle getting run on the runoff because of that. Oh, why throw a wide receiver screen? And if then If it didn't, okay, you throw one, you put a wide receiver screen out there, and it gets stopped. Then you try to throw one to the right side, then that gets stopped. Like, come on, dog. Like, if it got stopped, all right, you try to do it, whatever. But if it got stopped, you should have dialed in a different play. Like, why? Well, you trying to catch them off guard? Oh, they don't think that I'm gonna do another one and throw it like that. Nah, like you see how they was playing on the defense side. I didn't like that game plan. I don't know what was going through his head when he did that. He did a lot of those. He did a quarterback draw on a third and long drive, and I'm like, a quarterback draw, really? Like, why is you doing a quarterback draw on a third or long type of drive? Like, what is you dial in? What is going in your head? I feel like he's thinking too much about it. Uh he's what I feel like is going through his head on those type of moments. Oh, they not going to expect me to do this. Oh, let me throw a quarterback draw because it's third and long. They're not going to expect me to do a quarterback draw on a third and long type of situation. So let me do it to catch them off guard. Nah, like when you playing these elite teams, you're not going just sometimes that work, but a lot of times especially when the type of game it was, we were struggling with the offense, trying to figure the things out. I could see we was getting things where everything was going positive and going our way and working out for the best. Then I could see that, all right, cool, you could do that. Why? Because on the offensive side it's going our way, but it was a lot that wasn't going our way. So you can't play it in that aspect because you gambling now, and playing and gambling with these elite teams because it could cost you. But it almost did if it wasn't for those last couple of execution plays that we did on the offensive side that we cash in. But like he got to chill out when it comes to that, man. He tried to run screens against pressure. The film showed if completed could be a big play. Funny, we threw a lot of them last year. People blame Brian Johnson and Sirianni offense. The quarterback draw was against zero. If Kelsey made the block, it would have been easy. First, she played well. I mean, I get what you're saying. It does show. I get what you're saying. The film, it shows that it'll work, and I get that. If it wasn't for no, if Kelsey would have blocked, because I did saw that Kelsey did. When he usually good when it comes to those aspects of blocking, but I still think it's just where we was at in that game. I still think it was just a risky play. Like, regardless, I get it when it says based on the tape it will work, but at the same time, that whole environment changed. It changed. We wasn't in that area no more. Like, we was struggling. The defense was getting a lot of pressure. There was a lot of things that we wasn't getting off when it comes to the run game, and I just feel like in that type of moment, you give Jalen Hurts a chance of passing in. Like, he could pass. Like at least get a good enough pass that's get third and 3, something that will make it if we have to go for it, a better chance. But how I feel about it, I just felt like even though overall it might seem like a best thing to do based on tape and everything, but things changes when you're in when you're in the game, when you're playing in that moment, and when you're seeing things is not the same, dealing with the struggles and everything, everything wasn't working. It kind of puts a lot of pressure when it comes to that era aspect. Pass, he hardly had any time. Run game was struggling too. Yeah, but I get that the run game but we had got a little Swift had got a little bit run game off. Wasn't as much. I get it, but at the same time, you can't go away from it. Even though passing wasn't really going on, the running game, and I get it, like the running game wasn't going on. He didn't have really enough time to pass in that aspect. But at the same time, everything was getting. I would rather give a chance to continue not going away from passing, because it wasn't like we wasn't getting nothing from it. It's just that we was putting ourselves, because of the how the game plan was. We would get a pass off, but then he would throw a bad play out that pushes back or make it hinders the drive. Like, it's all about momentum. When you have momentum, that's how you continue a drive of positive yardage. And I feel like we would get a pass off, but then he'll throw a play off that would stop the momentum. And the next thing you know, it's wrong. Like doing two wide receiver screens on left or right. That stopped momentum because now you lost two drives that stopped momentum and everything. I feel like even though you can't go away, you can't play one dimensional. You can't start getting too ahead of yourself and start thinking too much. Oh, I can't get a pass. Oh, let me just do a wide receiver screen here, wide receiver screen here. Nah, like you have to dial in some plays of passing plays. It wasn't that we couldn't, like you had to dial in some. That's the part of you coming out and recognize what the defense is giving you. Like, and I feel like he was just thinking too much of it. Like, you can't go away. You got to figure out what you should do. Like, and I like what we did going towards the second half. We start getting on DeAndre Swift in part of the play of doing these robberies, these running backs ins and outs inside the middle, drop downs and make 4-yard pass until a first down. So I saw a lot of those that was good, that he figured it out. Okay, this is what the defense is giving me, and so this is what I'm gonna do. But when you start doing stuff, trying to force things, and like, all right, damn, we're not getting a pass off. I'm gonna do a Robert Skiba pass here. I'm gonna do a one to the left. Like, you're right. Like, nah, like, you're playing a league game. You have to stick to the strip. You have to figure it out, and you have to continue to don't go away from the run game and don't go away from the passing. Like, you got to stay two-dimensional instead of one-dimensional. You can't allow defense to put you in that type of position that you feel like, oh, you got to just throw out some plays, or you got to just, let me try two wide receiver screens, one to the right and one to the left. Like, that's why I feel about it. I feel like he was just thinking too much on it. He should have gave a chance to Hurts to make a play, because that's what we did going to the second half. He gave chance to make a play, and that's the reason why we start passing it a little bit more better. Like, you can't go into that aspects and try to figure that out. I just disagree. But this is Sirianni offense. It was similar last year. 21 personnel is a wrinkle that has been added among others. Yeah, I get it when it comes to the Sirianni audit on offense, but I feel like a lot of people don't understand. You have offensive coordinators for a reason. And at the same time, if a head coach is going to be, all right, this is my offense, and he going to throw the plays and he's going to do it, then what's the point of having offensive coordinators? They have their job. So I hear all this talk about Sirianni take control, Sirianni this and that, but at the same time, you playing these coaches for what? You're not going to waste your money paying these coaches, and you're not going to be out there doing their job, and you're not going to be out there calling these plays, and they're not going to be out there because it's a waste of money. Like, these offensive coordinators is out there actually doing what they're supposed to do, but at the same time, not doing a very good job of it. Yeah, it's his offense, but at the same time, you have to allow Brian Johnson to do what they are paying him to do. Also, with Desai, Sean Desai, they have to allow him to do what they are paying him to do, because if they don't, they won't know if they got their money's worth. And that's what the whole aspect is. Yes, I agree that it's his team. He's a head coach. He had to talk to his coaches and to make them understand the situation. But at the same time, they're out there throwing these plays, and they out there controlling these games, and they ask me because they are offensive coordinators and defensive coordinators. That's the whole situation with head coach Ken Vettel. Like, yeah, I mean, like, I just feel like these coaches, when it comes to these offensive coordinators and these defensive coordinators, they have a job to do. They out there doing it, and I understand that a lot of people is trying to give these coaches a lot of leeways and a lot of things. It's not that it could be personal reasons. It's because of anything. But I'm a part of, no, you got to be held accountable for what you are doing. And I feel like Brian, I'm not saying go totally away from Brian Johnson, because I understand this is his year, his first year with the team. What I'm saying is he have to do better, and I feel like he is the one that out there are calling these plays accordingly. Why? Because he get paid to do that. You're not gonna waste their money. He getting paid to doing that. Yeah, his Sirianni's job is to make sure he is doing what he's due, but doesn't mean that he's going to deliver. Just go out there and do what Sirianni want him to do. That's the whole part. He's a coordinator. That's what he do. That's what they hire him for. And that's when you see the plays out there, he's a part of that. When you see him walking back and forth with that play book in his hand, he's a part of that. So this is how I'm saying that when you see these type of plays that's going on, he's a part of that situation. He can have a lot of ups, but he can have a lot of downs, and a lot of times there's more downs and there's more ups. I just me personally, I have nothing to give. I understand a lot of people have they feel and they have their reason of they oh no, they defend him and they feel like, oh no, it's Sirianni, all this. I get it. That's your opinion. That's how you feel. But the way how I feel on about it, he's a momentum stopper. Like, he'll be good, but then he'll start doing boneheaded plays that actually make you get negative yardage instead of positive yardage. And it's like, no, like you got to keep them to order to cash in, to get into that red zone. You have to keep the momentum going. You have to throw these plays, the right plays back to back. You have to figure these defense out and control the sticks, make positive yardage. Don't do too much trying to throw all the way down the field, trying to get explosive plays. No, move the chains, make third and make third and long into third and short. Like, we got the brotherly shove, so there's no reason that we have to force things all the time down the field. And that's how I just look at it. I am similar about the wide receiver screens, but after watching the film, it wasn't a bad call. But we might not see eye to eye on to Buffalo. I just think people want to quit on people too fast. Now, I get that. I do see a lot of especially Eagles fans that want to give up on players and coaches and everything quick. Soon as they see, oh, he's doing a little bad quick. That's usually why, going back to when we first got Jalen Hurts, I felt the same way. I'm gonna be real. I said this in my last video. I felt the same way about Jalen Hurts when he came out. When I was like, yo, he's not playing good. Like, and I'm not impressed. And he's not when he first on his rookie season, I wasn't really impressed on him just being he wasn't his passing wasn't all that. And he was just more running it. But at the same time, I also said I don't think we should go away from him and give up on him. Just the fact because it's his rookie year, and I saw the potential that he did have. I saw that the mistakes that he was doing was cleanable and fixed mistakes. So even though I wasn't impressed and I didn't like what I saw from him in that beginning, I still felt like he should deserve a chance because of the potential that I do see. And I understood that sometimes these quarterbacks and these players just need time. You can't just give up too quick. You got to give them time to settle in and learn, and they become a franchise quarterback. So it's the same thing how I felt that then. And when it comes to Brian Johnson, I'm not impressed with what I'm saying about him, but I'm not saying give up on him. Like, we don't know what he could start figuring out and start dialing in. We don't never know. He's just his first year dealing with the Eagles. We don't know. It is not always good to go away because you could let him go and he could go another team, and everything he figured out here, he could do well in that team. Like, and we be like, oh, we let him go. We saw what happened with Andy Reid, even from the Eagles, and he became a championship team with the Chiefs. So it's sometimes that happens, and I do agree. A lot of these fans always want to give up too early, but at the same time, I'm not gonna go away of what I see or what he's not doing. He is not consistent in his play calling. He could do good, but then then he'll stop the momentum because he'll throw a wrong type of play out. With doing. I'm not saying go away with some of the plays. I feel like some of the plays he threw out at the wrong time. When he get one dimensional, sometimes pass when he should switch it up and run, then pass, or run. He get too mental of run when we should pass on a certain type of situation. And I get it. Sometimes it's different to when you're trying to figure the defense out. You think you have something. Oh, I'm gonna stick to it while I go away. But sometimes you got to keep them off the toe. When we are not one dimensional team. We got a good running game. We got good passing game. And we have a quarterback that can run. So we have to utilize that in all aspects. Like that's what we did last year. We can't go away from doing that and not try to utilize both sides of what we had. And I feel like sometimes he get away with it. When we passing, he'll continue to pass. He'll continue to pass. He'll continue to pass. He'll continue to pass. But then we get stopped and then next thing you know, ended up causing a pass interference all the way downfield because it forced Jalen Hurts to throw it all the way down with it. Not pass interference. We end up getting an interception or something down the field because they end up forcing us to throw another pass when the defense pick up on it. I feel like sometimes when it's working, you still gotta switch up. Because sooner or later they're gonna figure it out. And I feel like you don't switch up until they figure it out. No, don't let them figure it out first before you switch up. Like you gotta keep them off the toes and play on the head of the sticks. That's just how I look at it. And sometimes he could get like that, and he could just throw these type of plays out back to back, quarterback draws at the wrong time. I saw one time we was like 3rd and 15. He threw a quarterback draw. Like, yo, why not give your wide receiver a chance to make 3rd and short, like so we could get converted on a 4th down on situation. So I don't know. I just That's how I look at it. I just feel like when it comes to his play calling, he's got to get a little bit more better. But I'm not saying go away from him because I understand sometimes you got to develop and dial in. It's the same thing to Sean Lashad. He's not a zip too. Like a lot of times he be doing a lot of things like just like in the Dolphins game, you these quick receivers and you're not playing up on them. Like you're not stopping them, jamming them up on a thing. And I understand that a lot of times it was on the corners that he was playing press and they just wasn't touching, which I didn't understand what was going on with Bradbury. But he was playing up close on the receivers, but just letting them run past them. And so I didn't understand that aspect. If you're going to play up close, you put your hands on them. What's the point of playing up close if you're not going to put your hands on the receivers? That's just how I look at it, the aspects. But I feel like things are stepping up and getting better than what it used to be. But I still look for more. I would say he does get predictable pass on first downs. He get that's all I'm just saying. Like that's the predictable part is the most thing that I have an issue with when it comes to Brian Johnson. That's all I'm saying is I'm not saying that go away. I'm just saying the predictable part because that stops momentum. That stops a drive. Like Hurts could be in his bag, but then you throw out the wrong type of plays, and then next thing you know, we in 3rd and long, and then now things is more harder. It's because of the plays that's going out, and he's starting to get predictable. Like you gotta mix it up. Like if it's working, I understand it's a saying. If it ain't broke, ain't fixed. But that saying does not go with a lot of situations. Sometimes you gotta when it comes to football, even though it seems like it's working, you gotta fix it. You gotta mix it up because because there's also a saying is bend and don't break. And you think that we had that, other teams had that on the defensive side, bend and don't break. They okay, we could pass, getting it off, passing, but the defense is waiting the time for they not to break, and next thing you know, they end up is a forced pass is end up being caused, and it's an interception, or we get sacked. Hurts gets sacked, he could potentially get injured, or all this could happen. Not why? Because a defense could have that bend and don't break type of mentality too, and they'll figure it out, or they keep passing and they figure it out. No, even though it's working, you got to mix it up. Like, okay, it's worked for two to three plays, then run it, catch them off throw a play action pass to your receivers or to Swift. Like, mix it up, keep them off your toes, keep them off their toes. Like you don't allow them to wait till them figure it out to switch it up. And I feel like that's what he do. Like he wait to the defense figure our offense out before he switch it up. Nah, you can't play like that, and that's all I'm just saying when it comes to the predictable part that he's lacking heavy in. And I see the potential he does have, but he needs to fix that up if we're gonna have a chance when it comes to this Buffalo Bills game. And it's the same thing on the shoulder side. You got to stay consistent, on the defensive side. But like I said, what I can say, and because I'm gonna get ready to get on out of it because I gotta work in a few, but What I would say is, no matter what it goes, what I have been seeing when it comes to week one and to now, like I said in the beginning, even though we might have not have a well-rounded type of game yet, like both offense and both defense had did their job and came out with a well-rounded win. I still say that no matter what, we still win games because of one side. Even the offense, we winning it because of them, or we are winning it because of the defense. It might not, we not probably not winning because of both sides, but at least when it comes to a game, we at least could say, well, at least one side did their thing, and that was the reason why we won. Like the Chiefs game, we won because of the defense. Because of that. Like the Dolphin game, we won because of the offense. The Cowboys game, I would say because of the offense. So it was a lot of games that wasn't well rounded, but at the same time we complimented each other on one side. Like, if we see one side is doing bad, the other side pick up, and that's what give me confidence that we could potentially take this game. Because it was gonna come down to that. I will hope that both sides, that this will be the first game that both sides, defense and offense, play a well-rounded game. But I'm more confident if that's not so. It's gonna be at least one side that's going to actually, hold their own, and it is between the defense and the offense. I'm a lean more into this game. I was going to strongly say because the with the Buffalo Bills defense, I don't know. I them confidence in our offense. But I could lean more to Sean's side dealing with us getting that pressure on Josh Allen just because of the turnovers and everything. Of this being a defense game. But NFL is very unpredictable, and that's how it goes. So I'm gonna get right into it so I can hurry up. So I can be out for my job. So I'm gonna get to you how I feel the score prediction gonna be. I don't feel like it's going to be a high score, and I don't feel like it's going to be a low score. It's going to be in the 20s. I would say if I have to score it, it could be like 28-24. That would be my score prediction. We top it off with a 4 point win game. Like, probably like a few field goals, probably gonna be kicked. But I feel like it's gonna be like in that type of area, 28-24. Eagles take it on one of those type of games. Like, I don't feel like our defense gonna stop the offense all the way. But I feel like they're doing a good enough for us to be on top when it comes to scoring on the offensive side. Because I don't feel like their defense going to be able to stop us all the way either. Like, so that's just how I feel. I feel like that's how the scope of this is gonna be, 28-24. And let me know if you agree, you disagree. Let me know, drop down your opinions of how you feel about everything that was been discussed on here. But yeah, man, that's what it is. Like, so we're gonna get into this game. I'm gonna be at work watching it. Fortunately, I gotta work, but it should be one of those good games. So shout out to all the Eagles fans, and let's have a good game to all the Buffalo Bills fans. So that's what it is, yo. So, the game gonna be starting a few, and all I could do is watch a little bit of it, and then I gotta head to work. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. If you coming from different platforms or anything, you can follow me right there on Twitter right there, and keep up with these videos, and we could get the discussion going on, like you saw now with my man Drew Johnson. Like, you see how it was. Like, no matter, you could agree or disagree, it's about talking. It's all NFL, it's all love. Like, so sometimes it happens even with fans and your own fans. Like, sometimes you could agree to disagree, to certain situations, because we all have our own perspective of how we feel on things, but that being said, I'm gonna go and get on out of here, man. This was like almost a whole hour video, so it was a little feast on that. But continue to watch, continue to follow, continue to subscribe. I appreciate that. And man, we gonna hopefully come out with this dub for all the Eagles fans. Like, so that's what it is. This your boy Hyphen Jerry. Thanks for tuning in to Hyphen Eagles. Bird game. I'm out.